In this video, I'll show you how to make custom items out of cardstock using our custom cardstock options. First, you will need to download the template for the custom cardstocks. To do that, we're going to go to the Make Games menu, then go to Products, and select the small cardstock. Then go into the small cardstock and download the Illustrator template. Next, I will open Illustrator and open the template as a new project. This will ensure that the image is the correct size when we export it. So I'll go to Open, find the template. I will then create a new layer in this file and open the image that I want to bring in. You can see that it opens it in a new area. So I'm going to use the Select tool to select this image and drag it into here. I will need to resize this image to fit my template using the Scale tool so all of my image fits within the blue dotted safe zone. I'm going to rename this layer the face layer. Then I'm going to create a new layer and name it the back. Then I'm going to copy the face layer onto the back layer. Now I have a layer with a front and a back image. I want to line these up. Then, because this is the back of the image, I need to flip it. To do that, I'm going to right-click, Transform, Reflect on the vertical. So now I have the front and the back image. We want to make sure that our front and back image is within the blue dotted safe zone. Next, I'm going to lock the front and back layers, but leave it so you can still see the front image. I will then create a new layer named Cut. When we make the cut line, we only need to worry about the cut lines for the face of the image. The Game Crafter will automatically change the cut file for the back of the image. To make the cut lines, I'm going to make sure there is no fill and select a color that will stand out for the line, like red. I'm then going to use the pencil tool to draw the cut lines. When drawing the lines, make sure to give enough room so that if drift of 1/8 inch were to occur, your punch out will stay within the cut lines. If your image is a background, you'll want to make sure you have sufficient bleed beyond the cut line we're making so the white unprinted areas don't show if drift occurs. Here I have some of the cut line going outside the safe zone, so I will want to edit that. Now that the cut lines are set and the front and back images are done, we can export these images. I'm going to turn off all the layers except for the face image and export that image. File, Export, Export as, PNG, rename this as Face, Image. We'll also make sure that we want to click Use Artboards. And export. We also want to make sure that the resolution is set at 300 dpi. And hit OK. Now we'll do the same for the back image. Make sure to use the artboards, and make sure that it's set to 300 dpi. To export/save the cut lines for your image, you'll need to delete all the other images in the file except for the cut lines. This is very important when you export the cut lines. No other layers can be in the file whatsoever. So we're going to delete all these layers. So all we're left with is the cut line. Then we'll go to File, Save As, and select SVG file. We'll still be using the artboards, and hit Save. All the defaults should be fine for this file. Hit OK. Now we need to add nicks to our SVG file and optimize the cutting path. The reason why we need to add nicks is to prevent pieces from falling out during the cutting process. You also want to optimize the cutting path because you are charged for the total length of movement the laser makes. Optimizing the cutting path reduces the total length the laser travels, so your items are cheaper to make. To do this, we're going to go to Component Studio and use the SVG optimizer. We're going to drag our cut file into the SVG optimizer area. Now we need to add the nicks. To do that, we're going to go to Split at Point, select the path, select where we want to split it in the path, and select. Now we see we have two different paths. The path should have at least 3 nicks in it. So we're going to select again, split it there, select again, split it about there. So now you can see we have several paths. To optimize the cutting path, we'll go to the top here, Auto Sequence, and you can choose whether you want it to be completed fast or have a shorter travel length. Then you'll hit Start, and it'll tell you when it's done. This is a very simple image, so it completes very quickly. For larger projects, it can take some time for the auto sequence to process. We'll then save the new optimized nicked SVG file with a new name. Now we're ready to load our images and cut file into a new game on the Game Crafter. Go into My Games, create a new game, edit the name of that game, then go to the small cardstock that we used, load the face file first, then load the back image, and load the cut file. Because we're using Illustrator, we wanted to select 72 dpi. If we were using Inkscape, we would select 90. Now we need to proof these images. It previews it so we can see the nicks in our cut line, and we can see our image with the cut line over top of it. After you hit the Approve button, you'll be taken to the back image where you can see the cut line has been flipped to fit the back image. Hit Approve. And that is how you can create custom cardstock items using the Game Crafter.